Romney's strong debate performance last night become a turning point for his campaign. Joining me now, Sununu, former New Hampshire governor and chief of staff to President George H.W. Bush, and now a top advisor to the Romney campaign. Well, Governor, I know you're not going to be shy. So how did you think he did, and are you pleased by the performance? He's gotten rave reviews almost universally.
Andrea, what people saw last night, I think, was a president that revealed his incompetence, how lazy and detached he is, and how he has absolutely no idea how serious the economic problems of the country are and how he has failed to even begin to address them. And I think even the liberal press reacted with shock at this revelation, and I find it fascinating now this morning after they've slept to watch them all scrambling around to clean up the mess the president left on the floor last night. On the other hand, Mitt Romney came in with a lot of specifics, a lot of very sharp knowledge of issues, not only with the Obama version of bumper sticker numbers, but the governor showed that he understands policy and he understands how to make policy into law, talking about what he did in Massachusetts.
Governor, I want to give you a chance to maybe take it back. Did you really mean to call Barack Obama, the President of the United States, lazy?
Yes. I think you saw him admit it the night before when he delivered the pizzas. He said, you know, they're making me do this work. He didn't want to prepare for this debate. He's lazy and disengaged.
I think that there certainly was a performance issue there, and whether or not he was in his best form last night, a lot of people are questioning that. Just the one-on-one against Mitt Romney turned in a very strong performance. But I think to call the president lazy and disengaged is another whole question. But look, we've been doing a lot of fact-checking on both sides. We've questioned whether the president was accurate when he said that Social Security only needs tweaking. We've questioned a lot of issues that Mitt Romney. Let me ask you a couple of questions, since you are his surrogate on his behalf, about what he's had to say about taxes. He said, I will not reduce the taxes paid by high-income Americans. The Tax Policy Center and other independent economists have said that the Romney plan to keep all the Bush tax cuts.
Just the Tax Policy Center.
To keep all, let me finish the question, to eliminate the alternative minimum tax, to also eliminate the estate tax, and to keep all the Bush tax cuts. Will give the top 1%, 1/10% of taxpayers an average break of nearly $250,000.
Look, Andrea, Mitt Romney pointed out that one of the things that he would do is to put a cap on the deductions. The Tax Policy Center admitted that what they analyzed was assumptions they added to Mitt Romney's plans that are not there.
Which deductions?
Let me finish. You asked me to let you finish. Now let me finish. The Tax Policy Center admitted that they made assumptions that were not part of Mitt Romney's tax plan. There are 6 or 7 follow-up studies that say Romney's tax plan can do what the governor has said he would. He is going to eliminate or cap the deductions on upper income brackets. There is more than enough in the basket of choices there to take care of providing the 20% tax reduction to the middle class.
No, they're not.
With all due respect to what Obama people are putting out, they're wrong on it.
I'm not talking about what the Obama people are talking about. First of all, those are not 6 or 7 independent studies. One is an editorial. These are not nonpartisan groups. Second of all,
the Heritage Foundation, AEI,
those are not nonpartisan independent studies. Hardly.
There is nonpartisan and independent as the tax policy people are.
When did the governor first come out with saying that he would cap the deductions? This week in a local interview?
No. He has said what we will do is deal with the deductions that are there that when taken have reduced the capacity of the government to get revenue. And we will compensate for our reduction in the rate of 20%, particularly for the middle class, by addressing those deductions. In some case, removing them, and in some cases, means testing them. One form of means testing is to put a cap on it.
Governor, he has not been specific about which deductions. Is it the mortgage tax deduction?
Absolutely not, and he shouldn't
deductions?
He shouldn't be.
Why shouldn't he?
Because
Why shouldn't he tell the voters now?
Because what you need to do...
Middle-class voters are among those most affected by some of these deductions. Is it the charitable deduction? Doesn't he owe the American
may
people
I answer it?
the specifics
May I
of
answer it?
how he would come up with the dollars, how he would come up with the dollars to match the Bush tax cuts being continued and the other eliminations, such as the
Andrea,
estate tax and the alternative minimum tax?
Listen carefully. There is more than enough in the basket of loopholes that will be reduced or capped to cover the governor's commitment to reduce taxes on the middle class. You do not begin the negotiation with Congress either on a bipartisan basis or any basis in a campaign. If you read Woodward's book, you will see that one of the president's biggest problems is that he didn't know how to negotiate. Mitt Romney knows how to negotiate. You put all the items on the table, and then you come to the table. Everything is on the table in that basket. It is liable to be eliminated or means tested or part of the capping process. The solution is to select amongst those from negotiation. That solves the problem.
Governor, it took 3 years for the best negotiator in the business, Ronald Reagan, to achieve tax reform back in 1986. 3 years.
It only took us 7 months under Bush 1. We put together a package because the president led that. The president met with Foley. The president met with Mitchell. He went down to Congress to meet with them. He met with them in the White House. And I was involved in those negotiations with him and saw a president show leadership to get a bipartisan agreement. It didn't take him 3 years. It took him 7 months.
And the Bush tax cuts are going to be continued by a President Romney, and then he will first begin negotiating with a new Congress to try to come up with the money to pay for them?
The Bush tax cuts were continued by Barack Obama in 2010. They're in place now because Barack Obama supported them. He supported them because he recognized, as he said then, raising taxes when the economy is lousy is the wrong thing to do. He may not know it, but the economy is still lousy. You don't raise taxes now when the economy is lousy.
To be continued, as always, Governor.